Okay, good afternoon, beautiful people. This is your host, Matthew from the Day and Night Podcast. We got another great episode for y'all today. Today, we got a very accomplished guest, and I'm looking forward to, and there she is, right on cue. That's what I'm talking about, right on time. So as I was saying, we have an accomplished guest today. Her name is Lorene Cowan, and she's a business life coach and visibility strategist. So she's about to check in. As always, beautiful people, like, subscribe, comment, share if you can. And for those that are watching, if you want to ask questions, by all means, the floor is open. And so I'm going to kick it to Mark in San Antonio.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome, and again, much appreciation to you guys that's tuning in and checking us out. Of course, to our dedicated viewers, you know who you are. Thank you for always checking us out. I'm looking forward to today's podcast. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to have to listen, open my ears, and then I'm going to have plenty of questions. So like Matt said, that anybody that have questions, please chime in and ask away. But other than that, I'm going to keep it short, like I said, and just, let Matt go ahead and kick it off and introduce our guest.
Okay. Lorene, are you there? I see you.
I'm here. Can you see me?
Oh, there you go. I hear you. I don't see you.
Oh no, my
There you
camera's
go.
on.
I see you now.
Okay.
I see you.
I was there. I'm here.
How you doing?
I am doing well. It's so great to be with the two of you. Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
No, thank you for allowing us to have you. I was going over your bio, and like, this is a very accomplished young lady.
Oh,
so
thank you.
It's my honor to have you on.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's okay, I'm just going to go ahead and read your bio for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I didn't tell you this, but we are on YouTube Live. So it's being recorded and we're on YouTube Live.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to meet all of you virtually.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to get into it because, like I said, you're very accomplished. You have a lot here. Okay. So the beautiful, I just want to make sure I'm saying your name correctly. Is it Lorene or Lorene?
Lorene, like serene. Lorene.
Okay.
Yes.
Lorene, is it Coleman?
Cohen. Yeah.
Cohen.
Lorene Cohen. Yeah.
Lorene Cowan.
Yep.
All right. She's a certified business life coach, strategist, and visibility strategist. Because I have two of your bios here. She's an entrepreneur, passionate about redefining how people connect and thrive in business and life. As the visionary, the founder of Yoke, a groundbreaking dating app. I'm really curious to hear about that.
It's going to be fun. Fun talk.
And this app is tailored for entrepreneurs. Lorene empowers business owners to form relationships noted in shared ambition, whether professional or romantic. Beyond Yoke, Lorene is the driving force behind the Experts Tribe, a vibrant community dedicated to mentoring and equipping entrepreneurs with the tools to elevate their ventures. She also founded All Things Office Space, where she helps professionals design work environments that inspire creativity and productivity. As an entrepreneur, life strategist, through the Entrepreneurial Success Labs, Lorene coaches aspiring and seasoned entrepreneurs to achieve harmony between their personal and professional lives. Her coaching blends mindset, shifts strategic goal setting, and practical tools to help clients build lives aligned with their values and aspirations. As a Harvard graduate with a master's in business management, Lorene has been featured on platforms like Entrepreneur, Fox, CBS, and NBC for her innovative approaches that thought leadership. When she's not building businesses, she cherishes traveling and quality time with her loved ones, embracing the same balance and connection she inspires in others. And Lorene's story from selling homemade books in elementary school, selling homemade books in elementary schools to launching transformative ventures showcases her unwavering commitment to innovation, connection, and success. That's a hell of an accomplishment. And again, thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
All right. So let's just get into it. Now, when
Get
I
into
first
it.
read your bio, the first thing that stood out to me is I even highlighted it. It says that, after your mom transitioned, you went through a hard time
Yes.
and you used the laws of attraction to take your life
Manifestation.
to the next level.
Yep.
That resonated with me. I said, I got to get her on. And then you said you also you give back wholeheartedly to what you want, and you believe that manifesting the things that you want in life and living with purpose. So I'm just going to give you the floor. I want you to explain to people who you are, how you got into it, and what you actually offer.
Absolutely. So do you want me to start with the whole manifestation component first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can honestly say I went through this period in my life where I felt lonely, sad, depressed, name it. I was there. I was in a very dark place. And what, interestingly enough, my best friend years ago introduced me to The Secret, the power of manifestation. And when she told me about it, I was like, girl, that sounds like nonsense. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's just like mumbo jumbo. I don't have time for it. So years ago, she was like, no, Lorene, I think if you really put your mind on this, this will be good for you. And she knew where I was in my life and how I was feeling. And I was like, that's not the answer. I'm going to go to church, and that's going to solve all of that. And so years later, when, I was working on different projects and things just got really dark. And I think we can all probably, anyone in the audience, I think at some point in your life, you're going to hit a roadblock. You're going to feel lost. You're going to feel low. You're going to feel, sometimes it's a situation where it's just you, God, or you and the universe, whatever you want to call it. It's just you, right? And you have to deal with yourself and figure out, what's my next move? How do I do it? But there's points in your life where you may feel so handicapped, you can't even move. You can't move forward. You can't move backwards. You just feel stuck. And that's where I was. And one day I happened to just turn on the TV. It's going to sound really weird, but one day I just happened to turn on the TV, was down, I was in the bed, and I saw this program, and it was about The Secret. That's how it all started. It was about The Secret. And I'm listening to these guys talk, and I'm listening to people give these scenarios, and I'm like, man, that just sounds like me. But the hard part is when you're in this space of feeling down and out, you're also down and out inside. You're talking down to yourself. You're speaking negativity to your life. You're actually speaking, instead of speaking life to yourself, you're speaking death, and not necessarily the literal form, but there's nothing going to grow when your mindset is like, I can't, I won't, there's no way, it's impossible. Then so shall it be, right? If that's my mindset, that's what it's going to be. So at that moment, I was like, no, let me just kind of sit back and see. I have nothing to lose.
Right.
Mind you, I'm educated. For the most part, people would say she's successful. That doesn't mean that you're not feeling stuck. It doesn't mean that you don't feel like you have no clue where things are going to go. Matter of fact, my businesses were going crazy. Things were going haywire. And no one talks about that part, right? When you see people and they're talking about all their successes, it usually starts and ends there. But for me, it was a very rough period. And I lost a lot of money, right? As much as I've made money, I've lost tons of money. I've lost it all at one point. And so I know what it looks like not to have, and I know what it looks like when everything seems dark. So at this point, I'm watching the show, and this guy's like, say X, Y, and Z, and put this in motion and do this and do that. I sat there and I was like, man, girl, you have nothing to lose. But the only thing you can lose is fear, right? That's the only thing that I can lose. So I took a leap of faith. I started scripting the things that I wanted. I wrote down one thing after the next, after the next. And I'm like, well, here goes nothing. And then something in my spirit was like, don't have that attitude either. Like, actually really envision what you're feeling, envision where you want to be, envision where you want to go. And I'm telling you, at that very moment, I changed the course of my life. First thing that changed was my mind. I started, my mindset changed from bleak to like, the possibilities are endless. There is nothing at that point you couldn't tell me that I couldn't accomplish. Not only that, a young lady came into my life, and she was now one of my closest friends. And she was on the same path, the same journey. And she was like, we're going to work out together. We're going to do things together. We're going to get you out of this space that you're in. So what happens in manifestation, things just start to happen. People start to appear, right? They're going to add value. This is when someone that I saw all the time. I saw them all the time. And we're like, yeah, we're going to get together, girl. Yeah, wonderful, blah, blah, blah. She had a film on, I think it was Netflix, whatever. And she was like, yeah, girl, we're going to, something about your energy. And one day I'm going through this thing and I saw her on a rooftop. And she was like, can we talk for a minute? And this young lady and I spoke for hours. After that, it set me on a trajectory of change, not only in my life, but in my business. I started to speak it, move in it, walk in it, talking it, and then I ran in it. And nothing held me back because my mind was just like, girl, there's nothing you can do. Oh my God, this is really working. I started checking things off my list. And once that started happening, and sometimes it's just the little shift. Then a little shift gets bigger, and then it gets a little bit bigger, then a little bit bigger. And you know what happens when you start to do that? Your dreams get bigger. The things that I wanted to accomplish got bigger. I always want, you want the money. I've always been very entrepreneurial. But guess what the difference was? I wanted to move within purpose. I had to move in like my vision, my goals. It was, how can I give back to mankind? However big, however small, that's where it started, that fire in me. And so that became the catalyst for change in my life. And ever since then, one thing after another, one door after the other, one move after the other, I would go in an environment, there's something that I needed, and there would be someone there that's like, oh, that's what I'm working on, blah, blah, blah. Do you want me to put you on to such and such and such? Over and over and over again, I saw God move in my life in a way that I've never seen before. And that's only because I actually believed it could happen. I know I rambled, but thank you for giving me the space to at least start off with my road.
No, that was awesome. I love it. And your energy is definitely amazing. I can see it. I can feel it. When you first came on, you could just, I don't know where I can feel it. I can just feel the energy and see it. So
thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now, Lorene, this is my question. So I know you said you're a business life coach. So how did you get into that? Is it because of what you went through personally and you succeeded within yourself and you said, okay, let me help other people? How did you actually come across of being a business life coach? Is that something you always wanted to do, or is it something you just kind of stumbled upon?
I'm so glad you asked me that. So years ago, I wanted to be a life coach. And most of the time, guess what? You do things because you want that for yourself. You want coaching within yourself. You want healing for yourself. So you go into this journey of exploration. So that was years ago. But what really, really changed my mind, and I didn't do anything with it, by the way. It took a long time before I actually did something with it. What I realized, I was walking without balance. I was literally unbalanced. I wanted to make a lot of money and I just couldn't focus on friends, family, anything. Like nothing took precedence to bread, to money, to the moolah, whatever you want to call it out there. I was so focused that I lost me. And that was also a part of why I became depressed, why I became down, why I became all these, these different things. And I wanted to change these various facets of my life. And so I started to work within myself, right? So the business component, yes, you can help people with marketing, you can help them, figure those things out. But what I added that was a unique twist was the coaching, the life coaching component, how to balance your relationship with self, how to balance your relationship with others, and how to balance the relationship with my business. Literally, that's how I move in those three facets of my life: relationship with self, others, and my business. And once I did that, and I was able to bring them together and realize they can coexist and I can still function. I don't need to work until 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning to feel accomplished. I don't need to miss out on every event that my friends are having because I'm like, if I leave, I feel like I'm losing out on something. I can actually do it all in a healthy way, right? Doing it all still means that you lose a little bit of everything, right? Because you can't do 100% of everything all the time. But is it worth it? Absolutely. And so I worked on myself first, and people were like, man, like that's just some really good advice. I was talking to people, and all of a sudden I started to create a curriculum out of it. And hence, that's how I started, actually putting some structure behind just the principles that I created for myself.
Awesome. I love it. You just said some things that just warm my heart. Because I've been telling her, I've been saying this to Mark all the time. I know you've been getting tired of me talking about it. But that's like one of my mottos is what you believe, you create your own reality.
That's it.
And I always open up with that. I close with it. I just 100% believe what we create, well, it starts with our mind first. If we
Absolutely.
can change the way we think, it changes our belief. And then once we have that belief, it's going to create that reality, whether if it's a positive or negative. But if it's a positive mindset, it's always going to come back in a positive result. And I mean, you're a perfect example of it. So when you said that, that just, it just hit a soft spot in me. I just had to say that.
Can I piggyback off of what you're saying so that people can resonate with people?
Yeah.
I like to use the example of a restaurant. When we go to a restaurant, we're sitting down with our friends, we're enjoying ourselves. We order from a menu, we give, our order to the waitress or the waiter, and they go off and they bring back our order. There's never one moment in your mind that you think that it can't happen. You know your food is coming.
Wow.
I don't even think about it. It came to me one day.
Definitely.
It just came out of nowhere. I was like, I don't even think about it. I know my food is coming. I ordered, a matter of fact, my mouth is salivating. I can't wait to have the steak. I can't wait to have I can't wait to have this I can't wait to have this cocktail, right? And you're envisioning it coming to you. You know it's coming to you, and you're living your life. You're enjoying that person. You're enjoying the moment. That is how you use the laws of attraction. That is how manifestation is meant to work. You're meant to put your order out there, live your life with the expectation, knowing it's coming back.
Exactly.
That is it.
I love it.
In 20 seconds, and maybe I took a little longer than 20 seconds, maybe a minute, but in a minute, it describes the whole thing. And that's how we all have to kind of live our life. Live life, believing, hoping, dreaming, and enjoying the moment. Enjoy the moment.
That's
sorry to jump off. I wanted to piggyback.
No, that was cool. That was perfect timing. So I'm just going to ask a question. I'm going to let Mark ask some. Now, as far as the visibility strategist, I've never heard that before. What is that exactly?
So I am a big believer in exactly what you guys are doing right now. And I'm sure, I don't know, do you guys also go on other podcasts and, are you guys guests of other podcasts as well?
We haven't yet, not yet, no.
But okay, so that's the secret sauce. You guys have created a platform for other people to borrow your audience.
Right.
So you need to be borrowing other people's audience as well, because the message that you guys are delivering and serving every week, guess what? Someone else's audience can benefit too. And guess what? They may not be talking about the same things, but there's synergy there. And so that's what I teach people. I teach people that it's important to borrow other people's audience and create spaces that people can borrow your audience, right? For you to grow and build and create an amazing network of people that their vision can be larger than who they think they are, right? And so that is essentially what it is, teaching people how to market themselves, how to put themselves out there not only with podcasts, radio, TV, but also just on various mediums that are out there, right? How to become your own best representative, right? Your brand begins with you. Your brand begins with your talk. Your brand begins with your speech. Your brand begins with whatever's inside of you. And if you're doing something, someone else's audience might be interested in it as well. So it's you guys, it's two of you. That's a double threat, right? You guys going on different platforms and letting people know, hey, come stop by. There are tons of people that would love to create that relationship with you, and you invite them onto your space. How beautiful is that, right?
And so real beautiful.
That's literally what it is. It's very organic. It's a way to strategically teach people how to bring traffic, how to bring audiences, and how to bring your village, your tribe to your space and your business and your opportunity.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
All right, Mark. I can take over, but I'm gonna let you.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, he dominates every week, so I'm used to it.
No, it's okay. I want to
No,
hear
I'm
from
joking.
Mark.
No, it's all good. I mean, he basically asked the first questions that I was going to ask you, so I'm gonna go into the next one, which I'm sure he was going to lead up to. That is yoke. So I'm gonna just ask you to explain to us what yoke is and how did that come about and the benefits of that for us.
So just so you guys know, you're my first podcast that I'm even talking about yoke. We're out there, but it's my first podcast and I'm actually doing this. And I am so excited to talk about yoke. Yoke, again, comes from my life. I'm okay. Now we're gonna get a little down and with it a little bit.
Okay.
I am a person that I've always, it's not about what the person makes, right? I always love the entrepreneur drive. I love that someone can create something from nothing, could have an idea. You guys had an idea in your head and you created this podcast.
Mhm.
Something about that resonates with me. And that's something that I'm attracted to, right?
Okay.
I'm attracted to like-minded. It is not about the tax bracket. It's not about how much money this person, it's the fact that you get me. You get the fact that I'm going to be up late this night working on. You're not going to be like, I can't believe you get it. Like, it's only encouragement that you're going to get from your partner because they're like, man, I know exactly what you're going through. And so Yoke came from a place because that's what I sought after. I was on various dating apps and I couldn't help it. I was always, I don't even care if the person didn't have anything written up. Something about the universe was driving me to the person that had a business, right? Even if it was just like they just started or they were, they were scaling their business. There were at different points in their business. It didn't matter. Like that was kind of where my go-to was. Then I started to talk to other people. And the first thing you do in the marketplace, you test to see if you have a viable product. So I started
Mhm.
to talk to entrepreneurs like, hey, single entrepreneurs, hey, what do you think about this? Would you do? They were like, man, honestly, after all the situations that I've been in and then people didn't understand me, especially men, sorry, not to say anything women, but especially men, they're like, man, I need somebody that gets this game. I want someone that understands the grind, that can roll up their sleeves with me, support me, vice versa. And I started to hear that over and over again. Matter of fact, my best friend, she was talking to her cousin and he was dating a nice young lady. And he just happened to tell her, he was like, man, the next chick, she's not chick, the next young lady, she has to be an entrepreneur.
Mm.
And the light bulbs went off in my head and I was like, man, there are other people like me. There's a tribe of people that are interested in the things that I'm interested in. They're probably reading the same books, they're listening to the same podcasts. They get my journey, good, bad, or indifferent. We can encourage each other, we can grow from each other. And honestly, what the most beautiful thing in the planet is if you can be two people that have the same vision and then one day we can build something together. How dope is that? And so from that seed, from that place in my mind, Yoke was developed. I had a mentor who he created a successful multi seven figure SaaS companies. And when I told him the idea, he was like, "You got something, L. Like this, you got something. This is a viable market. Because I want you to test it during X, ABC. But once you test it, let's get it." And so that was my mindset. That's where I took it and I ran with it. And I'm so glad that I did that because I started to network with people, meet people. Not only did they encourage me, but I realized that I actually had something that was viable. We have not launched it, but the waiting list we have the waiting list and we're super excited to have people launch. Another big thing that people need to learn, I'm doing some marketing stuff in the midst of this interview as well. Pre-launching is important. Before you put out any product, service, business, anything, you should do a pre-launch. You should have an audience that knows, loves, and trusts you before you even hit the button to purchase from you. And so that's the stage that I'm in right now, and I'm super excited to share, my vision of Yoke. And Yoke is going to be an awesome. I think we're going to be a viable tool for like-minded people to come together and not only create synergy for themselves, but create awesome products and service for the world.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really
So I'm
good.
just curious, as far as the business life coach, are you more or less focused on entrepreneurs in the in media? More so like if someone has a business as far as like a clothing salon, a massage therapy studio, or is it just specifically for like entertainment?
No, it's solely for entrepreneurs. Our
Okay.
focus is, and it could be if you have a business that's based in entertainment, absolutely. But my whole village, I'm creating if you hear our 2026 plan, you'll be blown away. But our whole vision and purpose is to move forward and grow and take entrepreneurship to the next level, right? That's what we're about. We're about building a community of entrepreneurship for our personal lives, as well as creating an environment where entrepreneurs can build businesses together, partners with each other, et cetera. So that is my whole thing. My entire business model, it's about providing business opportunities for people. That is it. That's the page. It's all about business opportunities. And so that's been my whole, if you see my store, my store is about office furniture. It's all about the entrepreneur within you. I encourage my niece and my nephew who are they're 9, right? I encourage them to start their little businesses. I was the one with a little lemonade stand outside in the front of my yard, right? Like I've always had that hustle, right? That then grew and blossomed to, the things that I'm working on today. So yes, that answered your question.
Okay. Now, the reason why I asked that, because I had my own massage studio a couple of years back. Some things transpired that, I had to stop, owning it. But so I'm actually going into sound therapy. Now, I'm
Wow.
kind of hesitant because it's not too many people that know what sound therapy is or the significance of it. And whether people read or not, actual doctors are actually moving forward into implementing sound therapy when you go to the hospital. So it's something that's definitely up and coming, but I just haven't found the best way to market it because so many people don't know about it. They think it's woo-woo, because that's something you really have to believe that it works. Kind of like what you're talking about with the restaurant, concept. You have to have that mentality because it's not something you physically can feel unless you're an empath and you're just at that level. So, for people that just don't know what it is, I'm just trying to find the best way to step out to introduce those people that don't know what it is. So, asking for some free advice. What would be your approach?
We're gonna get all of it. You're gonna get all of it. So the thing, I think you need to, the first step is remove the fear that, oh my God, this is woo-woo, because everything is woo-woo until it now becomes this big, huge thing that everyone knows about. And I gotta try it, right? Like manifestation was woo-woo to me until I'm like, it became the center of my, my world as far as believing the things. So everything is everything until it becomes what? Everything, right?
Right.
So that's number one. Number two is you have to find so it starts off with a price point. So we figure out what your price point is.
Right.
You don't have to say that right now. So whether it's a low ticket item or it's a high ticket item, whether you're doing, clearly I would say make sure that there's some sort of online component as well, or it's something where it's a local thing. I would suggest one thing, and this is the one thing I tell, well, probably more than one thing, but we'll start off with this one thing first. We've got to go where your audience is. Your audience may not know sound therapy, but you have to get into groups where people, they live beyond the regular square, the regular square. They're just not in a box. They think outside of the proverbial box, so they would be open to the things that you're talking about. So what does that mean? That means that you need to get into groups with people that believe in manifestation, that people that believe in enlightenment, that people that believe in all these different things, because those are the people that will be able to be convinced into, man, this thing might be a great added bonus to helping my life become more centered and more balanced. This might be a great healing property for me. So you have to, you can't just go with, just mainstream. Don't start off there. Mainstream will catch up later. Because they like the hype after it's hype, right? Like they like it when it gets to a certain point. You want to find groups of people that are already in the space of receiving the things that you're interested in. They may not know that they need this one thing, but because they believe in things that kind of surround that, they'd be open to your process. What does that mean? If you literally, I'm going to name 2 different groups. It's relatively simple. Facebook groups. It's going to sound very simple. Facebook groups, meetup groups. You're not just going to jump into these groups. You're going to talk to their administrator. You're going to say, hey, this is what I'm working on. I think that we can probably create awesome synergy together. I really would like to see, I'm actually curious. I want to test the market to see if I even have something viable. Do you mind if I do put a post up about what I'm working on? And do you mind if I actually give them a link that they can go and find out more information and they can do a survey for me? 9 out of 10 times, they're not even used to, most admins are not used to people being respectful and asking before. So just by you asking, it's going to break down their guard. And if you're doing, the beautiful thing about what you're doing is you're not probably coming into their space with something that they're already doing. So they're okay with synergy, right? You can go into a lot of different groups, that are open to, and these groups have hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of people that believe they're a tribe of something. They're a tribe of enlightenment, right? So if you're tapping into this group and you're saying, hey, you're not asking this, you're not selling anything right away. You're literally tapping into them and saying, hey, could you mind testing this out for me? I want to do this quick webinar. I want to do, you're not going to say that right then and there. You're going to literally put them to a form, fill out this form, see if this can be of some interest. What are you doing then? You're building a list. You're building an email list. Now you can take that list of people that are now interested. They're not cold anymore. They're now warm. They're not even lukewarm because you actually went into a lukewarm, warm audience. And now you're kind of getting them, you're trying to get them to a boil, right? So now you're going to send them information. You're going to start to talk to this particular audience. You're going to start to connect with these audiences. And now they're yours because you took the time to reach out to these different groups. And I'm not talking about reaching out to one or two. I would charge you with reaching out to 10 a day, 10 groups a day. There are probably hundreds and hundreds of different groups. And if you're talking about subgroups, there are probably thousands of groups throughout the country that you can talk to about different areas that are very similar to yours, but it doesn't touch what your topic is about, and reach out to them that way. And the same thing with the meetup group. You're going to go to the admin and say, hey, I would love to do an online, seminar with you guys to enlighten your group about X, Y, and Z. Would you mind doing this with me? You know how many yeses you're going to get? And with that, I want you to set a number in your head. And by the end of the month, I want you to hit between 100 and 200 people that you have touched to reach your audience. Can you imagine the type of list you're going to create just by doing those simple tasks that cost you nothing?
All right,
Find your tribe. Find your tribe. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, so I have a question. I need you to be transparent with me. Now, I already think I know what you're going to say just because how you are, how you're coming across. Now, have you ever gotten to a point to where as you're coaching someone, and this is just my belief, I may be wrong. I believe some people are gifted, like you seem to be gifted as far as what it is that you do, like it's unnatural for you to be successful. So someone that don't have that, have you ever come across someone to where it's like, this person just doesn't have it? And have you ever gotten to a point to where the coaching is just not enough and that's not a field they should be going down? And if you have, how did you approach it?
Okay, so most likely if that person is going down that path, they're probably not monetizing off of what they believe is their gift, right? They're probably not making any money. And that's one of the big components of what I do. One of the bonuses that we give people is an opportunity to explore different business opportunities, different things that might fit who they are, their life, if they're an introvert, they're extrovert. Like, what would make sense for you, your work ethics? Are you analytical? Are you a creative? So we go deep. That's essentially what we do. So if you're on the path and you're actually doing well and you just want to be able to create a balance, I'm there for you. But if you're at the space where like, I'm working on this thing, it's not working out, I don't know where to go, up, down, or around the corner, we talk through that. Right. And then we figure out based off of who you are, based off of doing some, we'll run through some forms and have people really kind of dissect where they want to be. Right. Everyone wants to be in different. Not everyone wants to be a millionaire. Not everybody wants to do this or that. Some people have callings for various things, and figuring out what that is, honing in on that, and then deciding like, hey, maybe these are a couple of things that might work best for you. So I'm a big believer in talking to people and saying, hey, this, because people will tell you. As they're talking to you, like, well, I've been working on this for da-da-da-da and blah, blah, blah. Either your tactics are wrong, either it's not really a passion, because some people just do things just because they thought it was a good idea. They heard such and such did it. It's not really innately in them. So I encourage people to sit back and really be honest within themselves, right? You don't even need me to do that. You came to me because you know that it doesn't make sense. It's not working out for you. So it starts with people having a realistic expectation of who they are, where they are, and if they want encouragement on finding projects and services that can be beneficial to them, I'm here to guide them to that too.
Okay, awesome. All right, and my next question is the dating app. And I think you spoke on it a little bit as far as what the dating app is. That just geared towards entrepreneurs?
100%.
Okay, so it's not necessarily a dating app. It's just someone you can socialize with, and you can.
Oh, no. I'm trying to date you. Like, no, it's
Oh,
a date. I'm trying to get people to date. Not like I'm trying to, when I say that, when I say date you, I'm saying I'm trying to get people to date each other because I think it's
oh,
an amazing thing. I've dated entrepreneurs that have helped me take things to the next level. I've helped other entrepreneurs. I've helped them take it to the next level. There's a beautiful synergy when two people that are like-minded in that way take they have a common ground, right? So you're
right,
starting off with two people that are like, I get you. I see you. I
right,
see you for who you are. I understand the struggle. I know you may need a hug right now. I know you need me to back off right now. It's a great place to start. It's a commonality that takes people not just from A, but I think to Z, because it starts you off with means to talk about topics about business, about yourself. How did you get here? Why are you doing this? And I
right,
think my biggest goal is that I want two people that are working on two different things to also work on creating beautiful things together,
right.
both in a
The reason,
relationship aspect and in business.
the reason why I was asking, because necessarily, like, if someone's not looking to date someone, but just looking to someone that they can collaborate with. So is it, can you do that, or is it just solely like only get on here if you just definitely want to date somebody, but not just
I can say that the yoke is specifically for dating and creating synergy with dating, but we're also creating other. I don't want to say what it is, but that's what I was telling you, that the next projects we're also creating where we
okay,
just want community. We just want to
okay,
build out a community of entrepreneurs, whether you're single, whether you're dating, it
right,
doesn't matter. Whether you're married, it doesn't matter. It's just for us to come together and for us to create, hopefully, synergy to
right,
great, bigger businesses, bigger agendas, bigger goals, bigger, everything.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, I
So
like it, I like it. All right,
So
Mark.
basically, no, I was just going to say, I mean, I'm pretty much answering my own question. So basically, the people that come on there already know they're looking for someone with the same common interest. So when they go to
Absolutely.
Yoke, they already know this is someone that's an entrepreneur like myself, and this is why I want to get on here so I can connect and don't have to hope and find somebody. I already have that little shortcut because you already have that platform for us.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good. I love that. I think
That's
that's
it.
wonderful. Yeah,
It's
I
it's
Yeah,
love it.
it's an app full of grinders. It's an app full of
Right.
hustlers. It's an app full of people with a vision towards something greater, like I said earlier, than themselves. Right? People
Yeah.
that want to forge a movement bigger than
Hmm.
themselves. So yes, the vision of Yoke, it's about creating relationships
Right.
based off the commonality of entrepreneurship.
okay.
So my next question is, again, it's going to sound kind of silly, but again,
No,
it's
there's
kind
no
of
silly
common
questions.
sense.
I love this.
So basically, like what Matt just asked you is somewhat more or less how the coaching aspect is, how you just gave him and talked him on what you would do and how you would go about it. And that's pretty much the premises on how your coaching is pretty much more or
For the
less.
most part, so we talk about, I find someone's need. What are we going to do? What's the steps to get to where you want to be? Well, we all
Mhm.
the bigger part of it, the second, not bigger part, but the second part of that is also helping people create balance between their work life
Right.
and their personal life.
Personal.
So
Okay.
that's the other component. So that's kind of what separates it. So the life coaching component is, hey, how do you create relationships? How do you build on bonds? How do you work on the relationship with yourself, right? Are you
Mhm.
solely focused on this business and not taking care of you? Are you not taking care of the other things that will bring joy and peace to your life? And then the other aspect is like, hey, let's get down to what you need to take your business to the next level. So it's sort of twofold, sort
So
of
like
twofold.
a process, I guess, in a sense, you go through steps to get.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We go through steps to like analyze what is it that you need. And it starts off with what he said. It's like, hey, this is what I have. I have this project, I have this idea, and this is what
Mhm.
I'm looking to accomplish and go. So we figure out in the early on, what is your goal? What is your objective for working with me? And then I help you. And based off of that, I decide whether or not it's something that I'm capable of giving to you. Right. Some
Mhm.
people want everybody's dollar. I don't. I want to make sure that I'm providing the best service and I'm
Right.
giving you the best value that's going to take
Mhm.
your business to the next level and take you to the next level. So it's out of my scope. I'll refer them to someone else or, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
So
Now I
I
know we
think
kind
Matt
of
was.
all over the place, Lorene, but
No, I love this. All over is good. All over is good. All over is good.
so back to the yoke. Now, is that app, is it active now or still in the process of being,
No, so we're on the waiting list stage. So that's another thing about marketing I was talking about earlier. We're in the pre-launch stage. So we're in the space right now where we have interviews coming up, whether it be TV, whether it be radio, whether it be with amazing people like you on podcasts, with interviews for magazines. So we're in the pre-launch phase right
okay,
now, and we're building up our excitement and
right.
Yoke is coming in 2025. So that's where we're at right now. We're in the pre-launch stage, letting people bring across awareness of Yoke.
But I love it because I've never heard that before. That's a good concept.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it
so
is.
much. Thank you.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel
I
like
need
if
to
people
find
can
this
create a
too.
dating app for cats lovers,
Exactly.
I can create one for entrepreneurs.
Why not?
I'm
Yeah.
just a little joke. There was one where it was like mean people, like it was a dating app that they created for people that they were anti-happiness or something weird like that.
Oh,
It
wow.
clearly didn't work out. It didn't work out. But the fact
I'm
that
pretty
someone
sure it did.
thought to put it to the marketplace, they thought to bring this to the
Exactly.
marketplace. But it's just like
Yeah.
any niche market, like Stir. Stir is all about people that are parents coming together, meeting each other. So we're just a niche dating app, but I'm super
Mhm.
excited. I'm super proud of it, and I think we're gonna go far.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I want to ask you about the all things office space.
Mhm.
And what exactly is that? And
Oh, very simple. That can be 5 seconds. So all things office space, it's my e-commerce store, and we sell office furniture, office gadgets, anything office space, we sell it. From the clips to the desk and the chairs and all these fun new gadgets that are coming out in the marketplace, we have it on our site.
okay.
All
So it
right.
doesn't matter what the profession is.
No, 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 no. It's just cool. Yeah, we just call it all things office space. You don't necessarily have to be an entrepreneur to buy things for your office, but most likely
Right.
it's usually entrepreneurs because if you're working for a company, they already have those
Mhm.
things
Yeah.
for you. So all things office space sort of still falls under the entrepreneurial umbrella because most likely if you
Yeah.
need something for your office, you're an entrepreneur or you're a student.
Okay. And this is active now. How will we get
Yes.
to the all things office space?
Allthingsofficespace.com.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's everything you need from the pillar to the post.
All right. So I just have to ask this because I didn't see it on your bio. Where are you from?
So I was born and raised in New York. My family's from Jamaica.
Okay. You know what? That was in the other bio. It wasn't in the bio that you sent me.
Yeah.
I could tell you was from up north a little bit. I said she got to
Oh,
be
I'm
from up
so
north.
I'm so New York. I'm so
Yeah.
Brooklyn all day. I don't care where you are. It's just who you are. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're from Philadelphia, born and raised. So
Oh, so
Yeah.
okay, so we're neighbors. We're cousins. We're
yeah,
cousins.
Yeah.
right down 95.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what other ventures do you have other than the all things office space and yoga in the
So
business field?
Yeah, so the Experts Tribe, it's our platform where we have business opportunities, what we were talking about before. My goal, like I want people to I don't want any barriers for people to be able to start business. There's businesses you can start with no money. I hate this, it's true. Like you can start, people are like, well, there's gotta spend some, you can start with no, and once you get a couple of dollars, you can start to add in different things. You can get
Right.
certain components done. But for the most part, let's not say no, but let's just say low.
Mhm.
There's ways you can start business at a low cost, and then grow them to a place where you're super excited and now you're scaling your business. So we provide over 200 business opportunities from experts all over the country, from all backgrounds, from DNA services, to, I mean, ice cream shop, bike shops, to, clothing lines, to spiritual advisors. I mean, we run the gamut. It's 200 plus business opportunities that we bring forth to our audience, and we're super excited about that. So that's why I said before, if they haven't found exactly what it is they want or need to grow as an individual or to feel like they're giving back, we want to allow them the opportunity to find, because if they want to talk to me and like, hey, can you help me based off of certain things, figure out what's the best route for me? We're here for that as well.
Okay. Now you mentioned that you give back to the community. How do you give back to the community?
Yes. So I founded an organization in honor of my mom and my dad. And it is a way for me to, the way that I do is that we actually raise funds for student entrepreneurs. So we help college students that have a vision, have a small business concept. We provide them with coaching, mentorship, as well as a couple $1,000s, depending on the year, what it is. But we can provide them with the money to help them start their seed business and to help them grow and take it to the next level. If they need help with finding other funding, we guide them along that path as well. So that's kind of been my thing. It's always kind of falls back on entrepreneurship. And because I was a young entrepreneur, I definitely have a soft spot towards student entrepreneurs, the youth.
Awesome. Because my son, he started off, he was still in school. He does his own clothing. He has a very unique taste, and he's an artist too. Like I try to push him towards doing art. I just think it's more money in that. But he loves doing his clothing, but he just doesn't have that that ear. Like I try to do my best to speak to him, tell him, but it's like, okay, Dad, thanks,
Thank you.
But so I'm gonna give him your information, and hopefully he reaches out to you.
Please, absolutely. Another thing that I do, and it's something, I end up doing it, and this is more of a personal thing, so it's not as big as the scholarship, but I usually help one student a year. I help them with their entire college packet, putting it together, helping them to apply to school from A to Z. And it's just something that I love to do for me. It's just my personal thing. I've been doing it for a couple of years. And so now it's kind of a word of mouth where someone would say, hey, my niece, my nephew, or this person, their kid is going to, they're going to college. Can you help them? So it's more of a labor of love. It's something that I enjoy doing, working with young people in all facets. And that's just another way that I like to give back, is helping them if they're interested in a collegiate education. I'm here because you can get education. You can be educated in way more than just going to a university, as we all know. Exactly. But if that's the path that they want to go down, I love helping them figure out what school makes sense for them, their vision and their goals. I help them if they don't have all of the people that's aligned with helping them. With their curriculars, extracurriculars. I point them into the right direction of doing so. So at the end of their process, they're enriched by giving back in some shape or form. They're enriched by, if they're not in school working on a specific, in a club or whatever, I encourage them to do so. So yeah.
Okay. Now, so one of our watchers or followers have a question, and KJ asked, how long does a typical person need the coaching? Is it 1 year or longer?
That's just what I was going to ask.
Oh my gosh, see, great minds think alike, KJ. How are you? I start off with 3 months. We start off with a 3-month coaching, and we have 6 months, year, 9 months. So it just depends. So it's 3, 6, 9, and a year. But yeah, I definitely feel like you can have some breakthrough. Of course, the longer you're doing something, the more you're getting that support. But yeah, you can accomplish a lot in 3 months. You change your mindset, you can accomplish a lot in 3 days. So, it just depends on that person.
So is the coaching every day? It was like 3 days a week?
It's once a week. You'll get assignments weekly. We'll be working on different projects. We're getting, there's steps. So that's why at minimum it has to be 3 months. I don't mind doing an introduction for an hour with someone, that's fine. But if you really want to get the full extent of the experience, going through a 3-month process is like at minimum my suggestion.
Okay. And so how would they, just before you leave, I'd love for you to leave a link so I can post that. So if someone is interested, they can just go to your link.
Absolutely. They can go to theexpertstribe.com. They can fill out the form, and we can start off with a 15-minute consultation, just seeing if we're a great fit for each other and take it from there.
Awesome. I like it. Okay. All right, Marcus.
You guys have had some great questions, by the way. I just want to pause and say that these questions have been everything.
No, I got more.
No, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
All right. So now I have a vision for my sound therapy.
Yes.
So I'm not going to pitch it over to, be more private. I want everybody to get my ideas. But I have an idea, and I'm going to pitch it to you and see what you think about it. And if you can give me more feedback. Of course, it's not going to be a free one. I'm going to pay for it, but.
No, we can definitely talk just to get the lay of the land of what you want and what you're looking to achieve. Of course, that's sidebar. Gotcha.
All right, so if someone wanted to get into coaching? How would you actually suggest that they get into it? Because it sounded like you just was gifted at it, and that was something that was just meant for you to be. So how would someone is interested, how would they go about getting into being a business life coach?
So the business component, I would say, make sure that you have some business experience, right? So, and it could be in some form. So for me, my background lies in marketing. So that's my area. And for someone else, maybe it's a more technical component. So as it pertains to the business component, have your specialty. So that checks that box off. And as far as the life coaching component, I would say if you're a person has taken the time to really become one with self, right? And you're not just a person that just wants to hear yourself talk for talking's sake, but you have the ability to listen and retain, right? Start off there, right? So you've been working on yourself, you've been figuring things out. Get the training, get the coaching, take classes, right? Because you may have the basic understanding and the basic skill set, but I think when you take courses that help you become a coach, it helps you put things, you're able to create modules. You're able to actually ascend people. You're able to take them from A to Z because you have a structure. So I think it can be innately in a person like, man, I think I could be a really good coach. And most likely you can. But do you have the structure to take it to the next level, right? Do you have the structure to actually change someone from where they are now and transform them to to the person that they want to become? That's a skill, right? And it's something that you can definitely learn. I think one is innately in you. Do you have the ability to connect, right? You have to be a people person, right? So you have to have the ability to connect. And you could be an introvert or an extrovert to connect with someone, but that's number one. But once you have that, once you've been working on self, right? Take classes. There's so many programs out there that people can take. It's insane that can help guide you into a higher level of understanding as it pertains to helping someone with their life, right? It starts with you helping yourself with your own life, right? You start with self, and then you can help others.
Yeah, I mentioned that the last two podcasts. I think we're in a point in our life that everybody, we have to look within ourselves. We have to get ourselves right. I believe this new present is a reflection of who we are as a people. And I believe the universe is showing us, okay, this is who you are. And everybody needs to do a self-inventory.
Absolutely.
Because if not, like I said, it's going to be a crash and burn type of thing. But not to go back to the Trump thing like we've been talking about for the last couple of episodes. Now, as far as marketing, when I had my practice, I'm heavily into, like I said, manifestation. And I don't know if you would advise someone to do this, but I go off of energy a lot and I never advertise. And I promise you, when I stopped my practice, I received calls at least 3-4 times a day for 2 years straight. And I never advertised anything. It was just all word of mouth. There was people in another country just so happened to be on a cruise. I don't know how they got on massage, but there's like, yeah, I go to Hand and Stones and Matthew's my massage therapist. Well, he's mine too. So the point I'm getting to is, would you advise someone to not use marketing opposed to just basing off of energy? Because I believe you attract who you are and the right people are going to come to you as long as you're in the right space. If you're balanced, those right people are going to come. And that's how it was with me. The people who I was supposed to come, they came. So would you advise someone to take that approach for marketing, or would you actually implement the educational piece as far as how to market, if that makes sense?
So I do believe in what you're saying. I do believe that the people that are meant to have your service will find you. But isn't it a beautiful thing that you have the capability to go out there and find tribes of people that may want your service, and you're now able to throw a wider net? That's what marketing is. I definitely believe that the law of attraction will bring who's necessary into your world, into your space, into your zone. But the beautiful thing about marketing, it can elevate that and take it to the next level, right? All of these, there's a couple of manifestation gurus out there, and they're on huge platforms, right? they didn't necessarily pay for advertisements or whatever. They just put themselves in the space where they provided value in different groups. So if you can put yourself in these groups, and if you can connect with people that are similar, if you can connect with podcasters that are similar to your line with your vision and your goals, but they may not be doing the exact same thing. I just think it never hurts to be honest, because the people that are supposed to receive your message, they will. You just cast it a wider net.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. All right, Marcus.
Well, I don't have that many questions because I believe Lorene pretty much explained everything to where the questions I was going to ask, she already answered them before I even got to ask them. And on top of that, you asked all the ones I was going to ask anyway. So the only one I was going to ask you, I guess that's that twin thing going, because every time I want to ask something, he beats me to it. So like, dang. But I will ask you this: as far as when you're putting yourself out there, I know you have the website and all that. Is this something you going to do, or you look forward to doing in the future? As far as doing seminars, is that something you do? Will you go out as like a motivational introduction, speaking on how you do your coaching? Because we had at my other job I worked for 2 years ago to have a life coach come out and just had a 30-minute where he spoke to everybody and just say what he does and just gave like a little 30-minute on, encouragement on why you should be doing things in your life. So basically the question I'm asking you is that something you would do as far as reaching out, 30-minute seminar, different places, communities, to put yourself out there more? You just solely on online, internet?
I love what you said, and actually I'm completely open to it. I think that's one of the things that I will write down on, in my scripting. That's one of the things that I definitely want to do, because I'm big on, reaching out to different audiences. Everyone's not going to be at the same place at the same time, right? So if I can put myself in various spaces, that again, my tribe is there. They're the people that will wave their hand and say, hey, I'm interested in your product and service. I'm interested in learning more about you. I'm totally open for that. It's not just an online thing for me. I've spoken at various events, especially in the college as it pertains to university type of things. But yeah, I'm open to corporate, to all of it. I think it's important. The more lives we touch, man, the better the world will be, right? Especially if we have, the type of mindset that we all have on this call. I mean, on this podcast.
Okay.
That was a great question. That was a great question.
It was. Okay. All right. Well, I'm pretty much I'm tapped out with mine. I don't want to hold you up too long.
No, but I thank you guys so much. I think, for me, the excitement comes from Yoke. Yoke's my baby. It's such an interesting thing to create, and for this to be the first place that I kind of like reveal, the big reveal, feels so good, and it felt so great. And again, I'm all about energy, and I've had a great time with you guys today.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
So you will be hearing from me. So when you get an email, within the next week or so, I'm going to be reaching out to you, because my goal is to start it next year.
Absolutely.
So I'm still doing some planning, but I'm just going to shoot my idea and see what your thoughts are.
I love it. I love it. I love hearing, and again, I think that's why I started Yoke, because isn't that exciting to hear a different perspective and hear someone's views on life and the pursuit of happiness. It's an amazing space to be in, and imagine if you're doing with someone that you actually care about, right? So hence the baby.
I have a quick question. I'm sorry, real quick.
No.
So with the Yoke, I know you said it hasn't launched yet. So once it do, how do we find out about Yoke? Like somebody that may not have seen this podcast, how would you put it out there for people to know about Yoke, to be able to meet?
So it's going to be in the Apple Store. It's going to be in the Google Store, Google Play Store. But that's the whole goal of our pre-launch stage. We're out there. We're going to be on every type of platform, on any and everywhere in the next few months, promoting and marketing. And I forgot to tell you guys the best part about Yoke. So this is what differentiates us from all the other dating apps. With Yoke, if you refer someone, once we launch and you have the link, if you refer someone to launch, you'll get a certain portion of their subscription in perpetuity. So as long as they're a member, we will be cutting you a check. So
Nice. I
that
like
is
that.
so that is another way that we're gonna. So like other dating apps, you would tell someone about it, like, "Hey, girl, this is an awesome app. Try it." But now, when you tell someone about it, and you send them a link, you're actually gonna get paid. It's all a business. I'm sorry, it's still a business. My
Yeah.
whole thing is entrepreneurship, and every person that's a part of our vision, we want. And one of my slogans: you don't have to. Your business doesn't have to go public in order for you to make money with Yoke, right? So we're excited to have that component to the dating app. That if you believe in us enough and you trust us to tell your friends that are entrepreneurs, yeah, we want you to be a part of our family, and our family gets paid.
Okay, just before you go, Lorene, if you could just let the listeners know where they can reach out to, whether it's by YouTube. I don't know if you want to give out your email address, but just whatever forms of way of contact they can reach out to you.
Okay, so just so we clearly there's different facets. So if you are looking for dating, right, you're looking to date an entrepreneur, I want you to visit us on wemetontyoke.system.io, and that's systeme.io. That's one of my preferred platforms. If you are interested in coaching, business life coaching, strategic coaching, you're going to visit me at theexpertstribe.com. And if you are looking for office furniture, you're going to visit us at allthingsofficespace.com. And when you go there, you'll find email addresses that you can clearly reach out to me that way. So yeah, those are our avenues for the various products and services that we're working on right now.
Awesome. Well, again, we thank you. I wish you the best, and love, peace, and light.
Thank you guys
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
I really appreciate you guys. This was
All right.
awesome.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
And I'm live. It's so crazy. I just realized, we're live. So bye, everyone.
All right.
So you guys need me to?
Oh, okay. We all paused there for a second. Yeah.
I didn't know. So do I hang up? I didn't know what to do next.
Yeah, you can hang up now.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Thank you. You have a great weekend.
You have a great weekend. Thank you, guys.
All right,
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, all right. All right. So hopefully, beautiful people, y'all got a good information. I definitely learned some things. I'm definitely gonna be reaching out. Love her energy. Love to smile. That's the type of people I like talking to and interacting with. Come off with positive energy, and it just makes the whole room just lighter, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I mean, I don't got anything else. How about you, Mark?
No, I just want to say, like you said, that was a great guest. Like I said, when she was on here, she explained everything perfectly to where whatever questions I had, she hit it. So really good energy. The smile definitely illuminated the room. Definitely a good person. And I'm real curious about that app. So, that's really good. All her stuff she spoke about, the business and everything. So it's a good deal. I think everybody should kind of look into that, especially the entrepreneurs. Anybody out there that's thinking about being an entrepreneur. So on that note, y'all have a great weekend. Appreciate y'all for watching. STS, guys. STS.
All right. Thoughts becomes your belief. Belief creates your reality. We out.
Yeah.